Today on the Ortho Thrive podcast, we're joined by Samira Rami, CEO of Mirabay Orthodontics. She shares her journey as a leader and the strategies she uses to grow her practice and deliver outstanding patient care.
Samira, welcome to the show. Good to have you here.
Thank you, Richie. Very happy to be here. What a great opportunity.
Yes, I'm glad to have you on. So why don't you start and tell us how you got started in the world of orthodontics?
Absolutely. So, first of all, I want to thank your audience for taking the time to listen to us today. And it is really an honor and a privilege to be able to share my orthodontic journey with everyone, and hoping they will get some tips from this conversation. So I started my journey way back in 1992, and I worked as an office manager in dental practice. It was a multi-practice, very busy practice. And during those, I stayed for 6 years and learned a lot, of course. But what stood up in my role there and was learning early on how patient experience is extremely important in any practice. So I was exposed to helping create a very productive environment, and making sure since it was a very busy practice, we had to make sure the flow was exceptional. And we all know that when the doctors and the teams are not frustrated, they perform better. So and also when patients feel genuinely taken care of, they will refer other patients, and this starts from the moment they call your practice. So this was a great learning for me, because like I said, I started in 1992, learning how important the patient journey is and making sure that it is exceptional has helped the practice really thrive and grow. And we had specific systems in place to make sure that when patients call, there is a special way of handling them. During their treatment, there is also a special way of treating them. And we wanted to make sure they left very happy so that they can send us referrals.
Yeah.
And that's how the practice grew really well. And then in 1998, so 6 years later, I decided to leave the dental practice because I knew I was not going to become a dental professional. So I decided to join corporate America. And the first job that I applied for was with Cybron Dental Specialties, and it was with Ormco. And the cool thing is I got hired right on the spot because they were looking for somebody who spoke French to take care of their Northeast customers. And especially with Quebec, they prefer to speak in French. So I got hired, and that's how my journey in orthodontics started.
Wow.
Yes. And then Ormco got acquired. Well, actually, when I started in 1998, Ormco had just acquired a company, and which was wonderful because that led us to the launch of the Damon system. And it was a major, major breakthrough, as you know, in orthodontics. And that shaped my career, basically, because I had the privilege of working with Dr. Dwight Damon, with Dr. Tom Pitts, with Dr. Alan Bagden. And
amazing.
so, yes, that was really amazing times. And we got to build, the global brand of Damon around the world. And so that made it very special. And of course, I covered several roles with Ormco. But for me, what was very special was leading all the Damon forums and symposiums around the world. So I was the first in launching in, for example, in Mexico, in Thailand, actually I did also in Monaco. I mean, all over the world.
That must have been so much fun traveling all around the world like that.
Oh my God. That was really my highlight. I mean, I would say in my career, because imagine traveling with these major leaders in orthodontics and getting to have this conversation, especially late at night. And it was just very special times. And so yeah, it made my time at Ormco very special, and it was a true gift. In 2006, I'm using some facts here just to share, because a lot of people also, they did not know what was this Danaher with the Cybron, with Ormco. So in 2006, Danaher had acquired Ormco. And Danaher was, of course, was a huge company. And they had, like, I think 72 other companies. So, but with Danaher, what we learned is really to put systems in place and be more efficient, because, you can imagine the CEO traveling from one company to the other. He had to see the same kind of reporting, the same kind of numbers, like to see how we're doing, and everything had to be tracked and calculated. So it was a huge change for the company, because we went from this close family going around, like, doing what we love, which is passion for orthodontics and sharing the knowledge and helping, bringing the best technologies and innovation to our customers, to really becoming more efficient at what we do. So besides having quality products, is making sure that what we did was well thought through and calculated and reported. And the cool thing around that time is my husband, because of course he was hearing me talk all the time, ortho, ortho. So he decided to join me on this journey, and he started as an Ormco distributor, which is very good because he gave us also that other side of the business, which is distributing the product. And the Ormco saw the potential with him very quickly, so they hired him as a regional manager for the Middle East and North Africa. And he really excelled at it. He did so well again that after a few years, they wanted us to relocate and move to the Middle East so that he can run the operations from there.
Really?
Yeah. But that did not go with our plans. We love our life in California.
Yeah, I bet. Okay.
So unfortunately, he had to decline. And later on, he started a consulting company helping other orthodontic companies grow their global presence. So back to orthodontics, loving it and enjoying it. And he stayed longer. For me, in 2018, actually right after there was the spin-off and the company was going to become its own dental platform, Envista, I decided to try something different, because I'm like, I've worked all my life in dentistry and orthodontics. Yeah. And I mean, I love it, but it would be cool to try something else. So I did. I took on new responsibilities, the new opportunities. With the first one was with Hydrafacial, which is a skincare medical device company, which was a cool experience, very cool. And then after that, I moved to Edwards Life Sciences, and which was also an amazing experience, because you get to take technologies like innovation around the world and saving people's lives. So it was very meaningful work, and but my heart was always in ortho.
Yeah, it does that.
I was really enjoying those experiences.
It's a great place to be. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's really, for me, it's confirmed. So in 2022, I decided to live that and take some time and to reflect, and see what's next.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
So wait, what brought you back to ortho then?
Yes. So, as you know, my husband had the consulting firm.
Yeah.
And for me, I just took the time off. I said, I need to, after COVID, I decided to just reflect on what's next and thinking of what is it that I want to do in orthodontics. But it was really at the AAO 2022. I went with him to Miami, and it was the first AAO in person after COVID.
Yes.
And the energy was unbelievable. I bet. Seriously, as soon as I walked into that hall, I felt it. It was like, yep, I gotta join him. His company was growing. I could help him, with my languages, with my ortho knowledge, with everything that we could do for other orthodontic companies. So I decided to join him back in ortho.
Perfect. All right, let's talk about the name Mirabay Orthodontics. This is the name of the company you have now. Tell us about the name. I think it has special meaning, right?
For us, Mirabay is where passion meets purpose. And to me personally, and Mirabay, of course, is very personal. And besides the name, of course, I don't know if you noticed, but Mira comes from Samira,
Yeah.
and the Bay. My husband is Bayan, so the Bay is from Bayan,
Awesome.
and so it's really our way of giving back to our industry and to the doctors who shaped so much of our journey. And after years of traveling and learning and building friendships and with orthodontists and around the world, and we felt a responsibility to do something to serve them better. And we knew what they truly needed because they would communicate. They would tell us their struggles. They would, and we could see, like, there was nothing in the market that could help with. I mean, yes, you have a lot of supplies companies, and they're doing great at developing and launching products and bringing innovation and all of that. And then, of course, you have the clinicians. They're doing a great job at working on their cases. And then you have great consultants, and they would give the advice. But for us, it was, how can we combine all of that? And that was Mirabay. And so this is why we decided, okay, we need to create something that could have the best products, because we handpicked our products to make sure that the quality is there. Make it affordable, because we know how this big companies, they have huge margins that they have to keep in order to sustain their business.
Yes.
So we made the pricing very affordable. And then at the same time, it's like, how can we give them all the experience we've learned? I mean, we have so much knowledge now after all these years, and we see what works in one and what the other. And then it's like kind of bringing it all together. So that was a needed thing to do. And the best thing that happened also around the time when we were thinking about creating Mirabay Orthodontics was we were introduced to Phoenix Orthodontics in Missouri. And I want to give I want a big shout out here to Ron and Kim, who are now our family, because it was just a perfect match. And they believed in all our, they believed in everything that we do, in our values of integrity and the trust of giving the best service and great quality products. So all of that, it was just so aligned, and we're like, okay, let's do this. So that's how we started Mirabay Orthodontics.
So you were talking about Ormco and Danaher. Talk about what you learned from working with those huge companies and brands.
Oh my God. So many things over the years, of course, but a few would stand out. And I would say with Ormco, the power of quality. When you have a product you can stand behind, it really it helps you excel. And not just the product, the quality of products and the people, because they knew who to hire and train, and so the talent, and so definitely quality. And then the other thing that I really enjoyed with Ormco is, yes, we worked very, very hard, but we also played hard. We enjoyed each other's company, and and then so that created a culture of loyalty, innovation, and momentum. So we could seize the moment, celebrate our wins together, and then we knew it was back to work. Customers, taking care of them, making sure that they stick to us. Now with Danaher, what we really learned, and that was also priceless, is because it was all about systems and discipline. And that's what we were lacking, really. I mean, so we needed a company like that to bring in the processes to drive efficiency, and yes, and how to aim really high. You could never. I mean, we had this joke because like you're either in the red or in the green. We could never see the green because always the standards were super high, and our targets were super high. So you were always thriving for more. And the other thing is with Danaher is improvements, like continuous improvements. And we were having kaizens. That's what it's for. It stands for, it's the Toyota systems, where you continuously find ways to improve. And so it became part of our DNA. And that really shifted our mindset
I
because,
bet.
yes,
When I learned about lean
yes,
manufacturing in general, I was like totally amazed by it,
exactly. And you have to stand out. There is no way. So yes, you could have the best manufacturing, you could have the best products, but if you don't know how to make them in a lean way, and leaning, like to go lean, you're going to have to
Yes.
continuously make those improvements and find those little areas that, need
Right. The
improvement.
competition will eat you up because they're doing it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yep. And so those were the best lessons. And that's exactly what's in the heart of Mirabay: quality and continuous improvements, like really making sure that everything we do is really thought through. And the other thing from Ormco is taking care of the customer. Customer is king. So
So, what do you think the biggest challenges orthodontists face right now beyond clinical care?
I would say also with the challenges. So first of all, I really think that operational efficiencies are becoming a competitive advantage. Just like you said, the competition
Yeah.
will eat you alive if you don't become efficient, and it is becoming, like, in clinical and in business, it's becoming imperative. So being efficient is vital for survival.
Mm,
And absolutely, I mean, if you're not finding ways to be more efficient at what you're doing, you're basically dying because somebody else is gonna win this race.
yes.
And so the biggest challenges that I see, and I hear, of course, from traveling around the world and talking to so many different doctors and seeing different practices, all sizes, could be small to huge, it all the same thing. The biggest challenge, of course, that they're having is attracting and converting patients. We know this. This is the
Yes.
norm. But especially in the markets where patients want faster treatment, better communication, and lower prices. So Amazon has not helped us. Really, I mean,
Okay.
as yes, it is. I mean,
Oh,
it
as
does
far as
help.
expectations of a customer in general?
Yeah,
Sure,
yeah,
that
yeah. I
makes
mean,
sense. Yeah.
yes, today everything has to be faster. So they want faster treatment. They don't want to be in braces forever. So that's something that doctors have to deal with, and that's a huge challenge. And yes, they want the clinical results, and sometimes it takes time, but they want, the patients want to be happy, and the patients want to be done fast. Yes, I'm going to sign up. They get excited about the braces and stuff, but
Yeah,
they want to be done. So
that
as soon
makes
as they put
sense.
them on, yes, yes. Well, so this is, of course, a big challenge that doctors have to deal with. Like how to treat their patients faster, how to first attract, keep them, convert them, like, on the spot, and get them on treatments. And then the other thing is, like we hear about the turnover in with the staff. So they have to deal with that as well. There is a huge staff turnover, supply issues because they get maybe supplies that don't work for them. They don't really give them the results that they're looking for, and the rising cost of everything. We're all suffering from that. Everything is so much more expensive.
Yes.
So it's very easily for them to feel constantly like in a defense mode because they have so many things to struggle with. And so, and plus it's very hard to stand out. I mean, I don't know about, like, I mean, of course, the different areas that we go to, we see orthodontists in every corner. And so that's another thing, is like, how do you stand out among all of your peers, and making sure that patients choose you and not just shop
Yeah, I
around.
honestly think I need to redo this training, but I talked about the idea of orthodontists becoming commodity is probably what I think is the biggest threat to the industry because that's the moment you're going to just have to be, competing
Step
on
up.
price. Like we don't want to do that. It'd be horrible.
No, no, that's a lost battle. Any competition in price is definitely a lost battle. You want to revisit, look within, and see the areas where you can do better. You need to know what your patients are looking for, and be more efficient, and understand why they're not, like, let's say, if they don't choose you, why. There
Yeah,
has to be
absolutely.
a clear understanding so you can address the issues, and make some changes. But there are a lot of challenges that orthodontists are facing, and the other thing that I also forgot to mention is social media. I mean, we know how they all have to come up with content and constant
Right?
content.
Oh
So
my.
yeah, and that you
With
add
like
that
no
you're
time
always
at all. Like what
yes,
time does
yes,
an orthodontist have to make social media content? That's
yes, and
probably one
some
of the
some
most
are good.
challenging things working with orthodontists, all the different types of niches I've worked with over the years. They just have no time at all. Like it's very different. You have to kind of make the services around that fact that they're super
Yes.
busy.
But again, this is where efficiencies free up your time. So if you're more efficient
True.
at what you're doing, you will definitely gain time. Because
Absolutely.
we all have 24 hours, but the efficient people will get a lot more done in 24 hours than others.
That's
And we know
definitely
also
true.
the yes, and also we know the orthodontic schedules are usually like shorter like days, and I mean they don't work 5 days or 6 days
Yes.
a week. Or at least that's what they thrive for, and and then they get to.
What led you and your husband to start Mirabay Orthodontics?
Yes, so just as I had mentioned, Mirabay Orthodontics had to be created. And as we traveled the world working with orthodontists, we kept hearing the same frustrations. Orthodontists kept asking us for help with more than just products. They needed help to improve their abilities, to compete better in a new market reality.
Hmm.
And tough competition. As I mentioned, I mean, there are people everywhere around you, and we're not even going to go into the subject of dentists doing orthodontics. We'll just stick to orthodontists themselves. There are so
Yes.
many depending on the cities, and then so tough competition, rising patients' expectations. Patients now come and they ask for specific things, as we know. Like marketing sometimes works for you but also against you. Like they ask for Invisalign and the doctor is like, oh my god, like this is not what I want to use on you, but that's what the patient wants, and what do you do?
Sure.
So that's also the pressure to deliver faster. As I said, patients want, as soon as they get the braces on or whatever treatment they get on, they're impatient, they just want to be done. So and get efficient results. You want to make sure that patient is happy, leaves happy, because that's how you're going to get referrals. If they're happy, it shows satisfaction. They talk to their friends. They talk, the moms talk, or the dads, or like the families, like they get involved, and then the next thing you know is they refer their friends and their loved ones, and that's what you want. And
Yeah.
so anyway, so going back to Mirabay Orthodontics, so we are doing something new and very unique again. We are taking the idea of an orthodontic supplies, because like we are handpicking our products, and we're taking it to a different dimension, with the focus on helping doctors compete better and grow. So, as I mentioned, like, yes, you have a lot of orthodontic supplies. Doctors do not need another orthodontic supply company.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like when you like like when you go to the AO, you see booth after booth after booth. It's all the same. And how
Hmm.
do you cancel all that noise? How do you help the doctors realize, okay, this is a marketing claim. No, this is a good product you can rely on. So this is also for us like extremely important, is how can we eliminate that noise? So not only we handpicked our products to solve real problems doctors are having, told us that they were having, but we also made them very accessible by making them affordable. So we definitely did something we learned from Danaher. Like we really checked on the markets and seeing, like, of course, quality with quality, and making sure that we price our products very reasonably so that we pass on the discounts to our customers. And but what truly sets us apart is that customers benefit from our global experience, and to
Oh,
identify and improve inefficiencies in their practice as part of our complementary support. So we just share the knowledge, and that's what makes us really different. So it's kind of a partnership where, we come in, we check your practice, or we have a conversation, we ask you a few questions, assess the situation, see what you're using, what do you like about it, what you don't, and then we figure out where are the areas that we can, elevate your practice and help you have a better flow, have more treatment satisfaction. And, because we know we stand behind the quality of our products. And at the same time, if there's any other areas that we can help with, we definitely do. So it's our well-rounded experience from being in practice, from working for a manufacturer, actually for being a patient myself twice, and my
Yes.
husband too. We were treated
Yeah.
by Dr. Tom Pitts. So, having that firsthand experience too with ortho treatments and seeing what we went through, and yes, and putting the right efficiencies in practice.
Are there any certain products or services you're really excited about that you're offering right now?
Wow. Yes. Honestly, what excites us the most is not just one product. Is being able to tailor what we offer based on what each doctor truly needs. It's a customized service. We don't just,
Yes.
so we do cover everything, but we do not want to offer everything. We want to make sure that the doctors gets what they absolutely need. And so some practices are looking to optimize their four systems, and others are refining their finishing techniques, and some are rethinking their entire bracket philosophy. So we're excited about all of it. And that said, we have seen a lot of impact from small upgrades to like better performing wires and elastics, like little tweaks that make a difference in the day to day. And because they reduce the delays, they keep treatments on track, they help the staff stay like keep the momentum in the practice and do not delay that whole flow. And those little changes make a huge difference, and we have noticed that.
Mm.
So that's what really excites us. And it's the kind of improvements that quietly makes a big difference, and without disrupting, of course, what is already working in the practice. And that's why it's important for us to understand what do they like already, because we don't want to make changes and
Yeah.
like, no, we don't want to complicate things. That's not our our goal. We want to
Yes.
simplify things and find the areas, and it's usually very easily for us because of our experience. As soon as you walk into practice, you can tell. It's amazing how, the energy, if the doctor is frustrated, if the staff is frustrated, and if it's the right time or not the right time. It becomes a second nature, which is a gift again.
Absolutely.
Yep. So yeah, a lot of things excite us at Mirabay Orthodontics. That's how we're doing it.
Great. All right. So you've talked about how your support is a lot more like a partnership. Can you tell us what that looks like from the orthodontist point of view? Like, what is this partnership?
Yes. So basically, when practices open their doors to us, we use our experience to identify the inefficiencies, just as I mentioned, that might not be aware of, because some of the times you don't even realize. You just go, go, go.
Oh,
So
so you're identifying these inefficiencies. That's one of the first things you do. Great.
assess.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to assess. And that's why there's a few questions we have to ask to make sure that, we are targeting the right areas and eliminating of course, the areas that, why would you even touch? Like, let's not waste the time in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then come up with simple to use tools that require no learning curve. I know we all have like especially with technology and everything that's going on nowadays, it's like, oh, do I have to take time to learn this? No. This is very simple
Okay.
things day to day. We just like put things in your hands and you'll feel the difference. So to address those inefficiencies and start seeing immediate results. Now, this is how we love to earn their trust, of course, because they have to open their doors to us. They have to be willing to listen. They have to be willing to collaborate. And it's all about collaboration, really. And then build lifelong relationships, because for us, we're not here to just sell a product and keep going. That's not our goal. We want to partner up, become part of your success, where, we see you grow. We see you figuring out things that could help you be more efficient and thrive in your practice. That's what we want. That's our success, to see that. And but also what we have is a great team of professionals. So of course that we refer to. For example, when there are very specific needs, such as customized marketing systems,
Right.
we have a great referral, and then advanced staff training. When things like they need more professional help. So we're not here, of course, to do those things. We're here more to identify, help with the things we can, but then make sure you have the right people, because we also vet the people we work with, and we believe in what they do. And so when needed, we definitely will refer you and to the right teams. So this is the
Perfect.
kind of partnership that we're talking about.
Hmm. All right. So how do you drive this efficiency and growth without overwhelming a team that's already really busy?
Yes, yes. So basically, we help practices by simplifying, again, not adding complexity. Nobody wants anything that's difficult. Like, again, like, I don't want no learning curve here. I don't want to buy all these things, no, we just want to make sure that it's simplification and eliminating complexity. And our products are designed to save time. So everything that we picked, we make sure that it's something that's going to help expedite and
Yeah.
especially reduce treatment hiccups. Because again, those are the delays that doctors cannot afford to have, and support the team's existing flow. So no retraining, no overwhelm,
Yeah.
just small changes that make a big difference. That's what we love to target and put in the hands of doctors and their staff. And we do see how they have changed. So many practices flow better.
Makes sense. So why is education and this mentoring such a big part of what you're offering?
Yes. So because orthodontists today are expected to be more than just clinicians. I know doctors prefer to just focus on their clinical results, but unfortunately in today's day, it's impossible. They have to be leaders. They have to be business owners. They have to be the decision makers. And in this very increasingly competing environment. So, and at Mirabay, we understand that. I mean, we know what they're passionate about, but
Mm,
at the same time, all the other roles that they have to fill, and they have to do an excellent job at them, because that's what's happening out there. That's what others are doing. So
sure.
that is why we go beyond supplying orthodontic supplies. We provide tailored professional education and practical business insights that empower doctors and their teams to improve treatment efficiency. So,
Gotcha.
and to boost patient satisfaction, as we said, like, if patients are happy, then they will refer more patients to you. And we
That's
want
the
them.
most important thing to do,
Yes, yes.
regardless of marketing. I mean, you're only going to bring in so many people through digital marketing unless you're just spending an enormous amount.
And,
Have to have
and,
happy
and the,
patients. Like, yeah.
and that's the thing. This is very interesting. Thank you for bringing it up, Richie. Is some of them, they think by doing marketing, that's it. You're going to bring that patient, and that patient is going to stick, and they're going to convert them. They're going to start treatment, but it goes way beyond than that. The patient is looking for a lot more, and
Oh yeah.
if you
I
don't
could
keep.
apply the exact same plan with the doctors that have the exact same issue in the exact same city, but if the team doesn't perform, it's not going to work. Like,
Absolutely. And the patient senses that. As you remember in the beginning, like that, learning that patient journey from the moment they call, how you answer that call, how you welcome them, how you are interested genuinely in their care and really give them the best, and make sure that really, like, from the red carpet, from the moment they come in to they leave, you have to be hand gloves on, like white gloves on,
yeah.
taking care of the patient
Yeah, I
and
call these
making.
touch points, like every time someone touches the brand one way or the other. Like, what is
Yep.
their experience? Because it's like
Their
cumulative.
experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. How are you looking on social media? Of course, we know that. It's like, oh, this looks like a fun practice. I want to go there. And if you're not even existing, somebody else is, then it's like, oh, well, maybe I want to go somewhere else. Because kids
Yes.
are on their phones, or parents, and everybody is talking. So yeah, educating themselves, and business mentoring, understanding what are the trends, and so you have to be up to date on everything. It's not just excelling in clinicals anymore. You have to be a lot more, and that's why we do a lot more. We don't just do products. We want to make sure that doctors cover all the areas they need to cover, and bring awareness. Sometimes all you need is somebody to guide you, and then it's like, oh, okay, then I'll look into that. And so yeah.
Yeah. Well, you have a lot of international experience. How does that affect your approach to helping orthodontists in the US?
Yes, it has been wonderful to be able to experience orthodontics around the world. And I'm lucky to share that I have been to 60 countries. And
Really?
yes,
That's awesome.
I love traveling and of course taking my passion everywhere. And then so yeah, the thing that we have, with working with orthodontic teams across multiple continents, I've seen how clinical preferences, patient expectations, operational challenges vary, but also how certain needs are universal. Like efficiency again, consistency, reputation building. So all those are the same. I mean, we're dealing with human beings. So, and the human needs are the same wherever you go. And global trends like accelerated treatment. Again, Amazon now is everywhere almost.
Yeah.
And the speed of getting things, like besides deliveries, but also the speed of having access to whatever you want is becoming universal. Digital customization. Everybody wants to go digital, and customer or consumer driven care. So have shaped my approach to focus on adaptable solutions that deliver reliable results, and no matter what the market is. So that it's amazing how we are in a global market. So everything is becoming so the same, like everywhere you go. I mean, I even know
Hmm.
in some of the countries, you don't even know, like you're in a hotel, you don't even know in what country you are. Everything is the same.
Yeah, that's so
So,
sad.
yes, it
Really?
is. It is. But,
Oh,
but also because that's the, again, the advantage and the disadvantage of digital, like of all
yeah.
the social media, and everybody wants to look the same, act the same, want the same.
Wow. All right, so
So,
speaking of the future, how do you see orthodontic practices evolving over the next 5 to 10 years?
okay, well, number one is digital integration is a must. I mean,
Yeah.
as much as we don't want to, we want to stick to what we know best or what we've been doing forever, but we have to be digitally savvy. And so orthodontic practices must embrace digital tools, including, like digital braces, aligner platforms, and practice management systems to stay competitive. And these tools not only improve patient experience, but also reduce clinical inefficiencies and increase scalability. So basically, getting more technical on everything like digital makes like automation. You need to automate your practice. So a lot of things you put systems in place so that it becomes more efficient and you will stand out. So that's how you can evolve. And business savvy practices will lead the industry, meaning practices that understand key metrics, invest in operational efficiencies, treat their practice like a business, not just a clinic. They will thrive. But of course, they have to keep their human touch. But they really have to get on this bandwagon, because otherwise they will lose the battle.
What role do you think automation and AI will play in practices? Because it's just
Well,
changing everything.
yes, 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 yes. AI is changing our lives. AI and automation are already actually reshaping orthodontics behind the scenes, streamlining scheduling, refining diagnostics, predicting treatment outcomes, and flagging potential issues before they even arise. So, as these tools mature, they will help practices reduce human error, improve clinical consistency, and spend more time on the human side of care. So, but technology alone is not the answer, as we know. It must be paired with the orthodontist judgment, their empathy, and their leadership. So the winning practices will be those that use AI not to replace human touch, but to elevate it. So we all have to accept it. I mean, it's a fact. It's here to stay. We all know it in our day to day. Once you use AI, how it helps you simplify some things, but there need to be that human touch, and that's what we don't want to lose. So, so you want to make sure that that you still feel for that patient, put yourself in their shoes. Don't, like, yes, I give you the best treatment, this and that, and like you're gonna have a beautiful smile, but the patient needs more than that. So, and to stand out, you have to have that AI element to be more efficient in what you're doing. Have those systems be up to date on everything that's going on, but at the same time, take care of that patient.
Absolutely. So if an orthodontist is listening right now and they just feel totally overwhelmed by the business side of the practice, what would you say to them?
Yes, honestly, I hear that a lot.
Yeah.
Because most of the orthodontists, like I said, they don't want to run a business. They want to change lives. They are here to give you the most beautiful smile. I mean, they're so involved in the clinical aspect of the results of your experience. So, and it can feel like, you're constantly juggling between your clinical work, your staff issues, and now needing to compete harder than ever. So if a doctor is listening to me right now, I would say, doctor, we are not just here to sell your elastics or wires, and we're here to help simplify things that are slowing you down. If even like one piece of your system is causing unnecessary delays or patient frustrations or annoying parents, that is something we can usually help fix. So when you're ready and you would like to talk through it with we no pressure, of course, never. We are anti-pressure. Our goal is to eliminate frustrations and help the practice flow. So that's our goal. And if any doctor is listening here, thank you for staying until now, listening. And we would love to help make your life better and easier, and use anything we can to help you thrive in your practice.
Awesome. So if someone wants to get in touch with you, what is the best way to do that?
Sure. So, Mirabay Orthodontics.com is our website. Mirabay, you spell it M as in Mary, I as in India, R as in Robert, A as in Apple, B as in boy, A as in Apple, and Y. And we are finally on all the social media platforms. So we are on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, and so they can also reach us there. And we have something special for your audience today. If they choose to follow us on any of the social platforms, all they have to do is DM me like the code OrthoThrive10, and they will get a 10% off their first order.
Awesome. Great.
Yes.
All right,
We'll
so
be happy to welcome your audience.
perfect. I really appreciate that. And all right, so if there's one thing a practice can do to move from frustration to flow this month, just kind of make a little bit of movement there, what would you suggest?
Absolutely. So it will be stop the daily slowdowns. Less fixing, more finishing. And that is efficiency. That is the efficiency upgrade your team needs. So make sure, like, if there's anything that snaps on you or that delays the treatment, or you see like all those little hiccups, make note of those. Start like really paying attention, and that's what you need to eliminate, because that's what delays things. And that would be my advice, is like pay attention, and of course keep track of your slowdowns. Like I said, keep really notes, because a lot of doctors are like, oh no, everything is fine, no, we're doing well. You know what I mean? Like, until you start, of course, digging, and then you figure it out. So, and remember, what gets measured gets managed, as Peter Drucker
Absolutely.
said.
That's one of my favorite sayings.
Quotes, I know, for me too, because it's like, okay, I want to do this, well, I need to measure this. What are my key metrics, that I need to put in place, because then I know that I'm doing the right thing, because you start seeing. So keep track of your delays and the things that need to be fixed.
Great. Samira, thanks for being on the show. We're looking forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Richie and the team at OrthoThrive. I really appreciate this opportunity, and I look forward to our next conversation.
Absolutely.
To be a guest on our show, or if you have a suggestion for a future show, reach out to us at orthothrive.com. You can reach host Richie Gerzon at richard@orthosalesengine.com. Until next time, thanks for joining us.